The purpose of this video is to explain the process for our Tier 2 and Tier 3 data meetings that PLCs will be engaged in during this week. The purpose of our data team data dive meetings is to learn more about our students in Tier 2 and Tier 3. It's dedicated time for staff to spend together utilizing the assessments and the tools provided in order to have deep conversations about the type of learning that has occurred with our students and what needs to occur in the future. So I'm going to walk you through the tools that we'll be utilizing as a school and also how to utilize iReady for this purpose. I do want to start the video by reminding you that we will take this one step at a time, that our fluency with these tools is not yet probably there because these are some of the tools are new to us. Some of the assessment and how we use the assessment is new to us. So our goal is to just work as a team as well as we can through this process. And then we'll have time at our staff meeting on Thursday to talk through our progress and our next steps. So first of all, I just, very similar to what you do with your class, providing success criteria. So the success criteria is that at the end, we will have a document that looks somewhat like this. You may remember this from the data dive that you did last year. I took the worksheet that was presented for last year and just tweaked it a little bit to reflect iReady targets and the way that iReady represents data. So at the end of this week, we should be able to have identified our students of greatest need, talk through what the assessments tell us about their areas of identified greatest need, and then how we can use iReady or our other resources to provide an instructional action plan. Also, just want to take a moment to recognize that the staff principal journal explains explicitly how Tier 3 instruction will be delivered, which is utilizing iReady. During our data dive this week and using this particular tool, it's just a way to get to know our students in a deeper way. It's not necessarily that we'll be able to meet with all of the students every week addressing these needs, but what we're doing is we're looking at what are the areas of greatest need and how can we efficiently group our students and maximize the learning time with them according to the areas of skills that they need. So that is the success criteria. The other tools that you'll be using are this data analysis worksheet that I mentioned, and you can see the part I showed you was down here. And then also here is a protocol for a data cycle data dive. Your team can use this to have prompting questions to ask yourself about the data so that we're looking at what trends we're seeing, the patterns, the insight that you have that you bring to the iReady data because you work day to day with the students. And so this is time again for your team to discuss those and then make, plans based on your experience and expertise as teachers. So let me show you what data is available for you to examine. First, we'll go over to the Wasco staff website and starting in assessment on the assessment page. There is sorts. I call it the MTSS sort. And each sort, at the bottom there are your grade level tabs. And here you can see this is grade 2 sorted by percentile rank for ELA. And the date of this sort was 9/15. And then I can see the students in grade 2 that are in tier 3, which will be getting that prescribed tier 3 instruction 3 days a week. And then also the tier 2 students are listed here for grade 2, and then going all the way through according to the district guidelines. Every grade level is sorted according to their percentile band. The other tool that we'll be using, of course, is iReady. And actually, I'm going to go back to the beginning so that you can see where I started. So in reports, I want to look at instructional groupings. So I'm going to click on reading instructional groupings. I'm going to do fall, and I'm in grade 4. And the grouping I want is group 1, because this will show me the students that are most probably in tier 3 and could be in tier 2. Okay. And if I scroll all the way down, I can see different features of iReady that are available to me and my team as we move through the tools of getting to know what are the students' needs and what kind of resources does iReady have to offer that could be helpful. And so for this particular instructional group, you can see the topics of discussion for recommendations for teacher-led instruction. We can also see the tools for instruction that are offered to the right side. Okay, and then a reminder that anything in blue on iReady you can click on, and then it offers you the additional information in regards to that particular topic that you clicked on. Also of note in iReady, if you click on this part here, that's your home button. It takes you right back to the very beginning of iReady. So just a side note. So back to the instructional report is one thing that you'll be using to complete the sheet. And then also, once you've identified the skills and then how you might be addressing that instruction within a small group situation, you could also go back to the Wasco staff website to teaching and learning, and then going to ELA specifically. On the ELA page, the scope and sequence is offered there. And then going into the unit plan. And then we're just doing a compare contrast to the goals and instruction that your grade level picked. And then you're reviewing what were the essential targets for that skill, for your students. So that we're keeping cognizant of what is on grade level, and then how are the interventions that you picked, or how are the skill reinforcements that you picked, how are they going to support the tier 2 and tier 3 students to reach grade level? And so we're always doing that comparison, and a data dive enables us to just spend time as a team grounded in the Common Core standards, our long-range goals, and what our short-term range goals are. So I hope this video is helpful to walk you through the resources available. As I mentioned at the top of the video, we will be reviewing this process on Thursday to see how far your team got and what are the successes and challenges that you noted, so that we can collaborate together on providing just the best learning possible for our students.